need your sympathy. There's nothing you can say or do for me. Brian, listen up. Want a miracle? You'll never change for no one. I hear your reasons why. Where did you sleep last night? And you can stay there. Was she worth it? Was she worth it? If she wasn't, you wouldn't have married her. 'Cause I'm strong enough to live without you. Strong enough. And I quit crying long ago. Now I'm strong enough to know you had to go. There's no more to say, so save your breath and walk away. No matter what I hear you say, I'm strong enough to know you gotta go so you feel misunderstood. Well, baby, have I got news for you? I'm being used. I could write the book, but you didn't want to hear about it. I ain't losing sleep, but you've been going cheap. And she ain't worth half of me, it's true. And obviously, you know that. Now I'm strong enough to live without you, strong enough. And I quit crying long ago. Now I'm strong enough to know. You can stay way over there. This will. Listen very carefully, Brian. Come hell or waters high, you'll never see me cry. This is our last goodbye, it's true. Now I'm telling you that I'm strong enough to live without you, strong enough. And I quit crying long ago. Now I'm strong enough to know. You gotta fucking stay over there. More to say, so say the prayer, then walk away. No matter what I hear you say, I'm strong enough to know. You had to go a long time ago. Like, that I'm strong enough to live without you, strong enough. And I quit crying way long time ago. I'm strong enough to know. You gotta stay way over there. Stay with your wife. So save your breath and walk away. Hear you say. It was over 4 years ago. Go be with your wife and just have a happy life with the woman you're with, instead of trying to torment me and all the bullshit you've been doing. It's extremely pathetic, not to mention criminal. I don't want you. I don't want anything to do with you. You need to just go enjoy your life with your wife. And she needs to stop being so insecure. And maybe try being faithful to her. And stop talking about me and obsessing about me like you have most likely for the past 4 years. Because I know there's a trauma bond. She thinks you're this great guy, even though she knows deep down you're not. She obviously loves you. I don't know why. But I don't. I want nothing to do with you. Let me live my life. Just move the fuck on. Forget, man. Like, for real. Just move on, man. You and that was 4 years. Like, I walked away 4 fucking years ago. Over 4 years ago. I told you all this time I didn't want to be with you. That I'm in love with Frankie, and you decide, well, I'm going to make her life a living hell if she won't be with me. At the same time, putting your current wife, putting her, the one who's helping you do this shit, through hell. Try being a faithful person. Try treating your current wife right. Well, you and I were never married. There's a reason for that. I didn't want to marry you. Just because I said I did does not mean I did. Because I really didn't. Like, move on, dude. For real. Yeah, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to play a song. But yeah, like, for real. Brian, just move on. Oh, there's a lot. But right now, I'm like, my ex and his wife and all them been stalking me for the past 2 years. But they've been watching me since I said in 2022, January 2022, I left while he was out of town. I left Colorado. He calls me, hey, I got this for you. I was like, I'm already gone. And that's when Dr. Jekyll turned to Mr. Hyde. I don't want your man, girl. You're doing this for all the shit you've been doing is for no fucking reason. I have not been physically with your man in over 4 fucking years. I mean intimate. I don't want your man. I don't know why you think I do just because he has you, for some reason, has you convinced. And for the record, he had been calling me multiple times. No, I'm sure they're watching, they always do. He's right with her. Move the fuck on. Grow the fuck up. Fucking be a good man for the woman you're with. And leave me the fuck alone. Because I don't want you. I don't know how many times it's going to take me to tell you that before you get it through your thick fucking skull so you leave me alone. The shit you've put me through the past almost 2 years is insane to me. The cyber stalking and getting her and whoever else to do it. To try and completely, I don't know what you thought you were going to accomplish. You thought I'd go back to you or something? I'm not. I never would. You offered to send me money, remember? I said, fuck you, no. I didn't want you to know where I was. But you got me comfortable enough to tell you I was in the 5 boroughs of New York. When you FaceTimed with me. And then the next day I promise I'm going to call you when I get to work. I said, yeah, I know your promises. Oh, my ex, Brian, who's been having his wife, whatever, and probably her sister or her worker from McDonald's, stalked me, harassed me, and probably other friends of his and theirs for almost 2 years because I don't want to be with him. But she doesn't stop to think, why is he doing this when she keeps saying she doesn't want to be with him? Like, I'm not the one when she was on my live with the other dude, the dirty grandpa person, they were talking about her husband. And that he was, he cheated on her and this and the other. The woman bottom is obsessed with him, won't leave him alone. Number one. It hadn't been me. It was not me. Like, in any way, shape, or form. I've been true and faithful to the man I'm in love with without us even being together since the moment I laid eyes on him. So I'm sorry your husband is the way he is, but that is not my fault. You need to get your husband in fucking check. And stop blaming me for his actions when I had nothing to do with it and I'm not the woman he slept with. I have not been physically with this man since 2020. He tried so many times to get back together with me. I told him, no, fuck you, no, hell no. What more do you want? Like, I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart. December 1st, 2020 is when I got out. That does not mean I was physical with him after that. Like, I don't know what you don't understand about that. I finally got away from him December 1st, 2020. I have not been physical with him, intimate with him, since November of 2020. I'll be right back. I'm going to change my clothes. It's in my other pajamas. Like, do they not know how insane it's been, what they've been doing? And her not stopping and thinking why he's doing it? You know? So, about 2 years ago, well, over 2 years ago, someone started, people started, I don't know, I started getting stalked, harassed, everything else online. I didn't know who was doing it. They used the Z-Mob. They used Frank. It was just insane. And I didn't know who was behind it until the other night when I got the screen recordings of this dude's live, who was live streaming my live and his live. And I said something along the lines of, they had been watching me since they found me in 2022. And he says 2022, they started dating in 2020, or 2018. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to start from the beginning. So, this dude had, like, from the jump, he was accusing me of cheating on him and all this shit, and just the worst 3 years, I think, of my life. Just everything. I finally got free for good. December 1st, 2020. He tried so hard getting back together with me after that, and no. Because I fell in love with Frankie in February of 2021. And I can't be with anybody but him if I'm with anybody. If he and I don't end up together, I'm going to be single the rest of my life. Single, and I don't need a man. I'm in love with him. If you know what I mean. So I had no idea. They've been telling me to unalive myself. That's been going on this whole time. So finally, when the dude said they started dating in 2018 about me, and that's when I knew it was my ex. He is doing this and has been doing this. If I can't be with her, then I'm going to completely destroy her life and make her as miserable as possible. He had told me before he wanted me to die a slow, painful death because that's what I deserved. Because I didn't want to be with him. No, why? Oh, is that more lies they're telling you? I'm not being evicted. It's funny because I just talked to my landlord the other day, but they will be getting arrested. Yeah. Impersonating a federal agent, that's a crime. And her impersonating a doctor while she works at McDonald's with the other managing Erwin Brown, yeah. But I mean, please keep playing the stupid games. My question is, what is the obsession with me with her? Except she's with my ex who wants me and talks about me all the time. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't want him. I haven't wanted him for a very long time. She should probably realize by now that I know her last name. And everything else. Just go. Focus on yourself with your man that I do not want. Okay? It's that fucking simple. Like, there's a child named Tanya Michelle Williams, or Tanya Michelle Williams. I'm not sure how it's pronounced yet. But she came in my life right before Halloween. And there are witnesses that will testify, saying that I was her sister, her missing sister that was kidnapped. My name was Tanya, and all this crap. Long story short, after about 5 weeks, whatever, after the gaslighting and all the shit that they've been doing, because I do study criminal justice on, I have a detective mind. So I went and looked because the name Tanya felt, familiar. And I went and looked. Children missing in the early 80s. Came across Tanya Michelle Williams, and she'd been missing for 41 years now. And the age progression photo looks like me. Someone called the sheriff's department were in the town. She was taken, that Tanya Michelle Williams was taken from, and told them about me. They looked me up and said, oh my God, she looks just like the age composite. So that's how that happened. I thought that Heather A. was related to my kidnappers until dude said the other night in his live, when he was live streaming my live, that 2022, they started dating in 2018. Well, investigators think so, but, DNA, it's a process. It's taking a while, and I want to get it over and done with. The investigator was hoping. I keep saying if, obviously, because until DNA test comes back, we don't know for sure, right? So it's if. I've always said if this whole fucking time. But because now I know it's my ex who's behind all this. Now she's saying, oh, she's getting evicted and this other. Fuck you. No, I'm not. See, do you think my landlords are going to listen to somebody like her who they don't know, but they know me? Along with people that actually know me. Let me show you. Oh, and where they got the name Tanya, that's his sister's name. And the name Josh, that's his sister's husband's name. Didn't they? But let me show you. This is Tanya Michelle Williams, who disappeared 41 years ago, who was most likely abducted. That's the age progression photo. Why do you think investigators believe I'm her? Well, if my memories are correct, which I'm, if I am her, if I am her, and yeah, obviously I'm going to say if until, I was probably sold when I was 3 to the family that had me, and then adopted in 1990 by who I believed was biologically my aunt, but obviously not. Not yet. But it's working. It's a process. It's a slow process. It's a legal system. So how it works, because many people don't understand how it works. It's not me holding it up or not doing it or whatever, because you're lying. That's the shit I've been dealing with. So because the case is out of Texas, each state has multiple counties, correct? Each county has its own jurisdiction. So because this is multiple states, the county that it took place in is responsible for the DNA collection. So because I live in New York and this took place in Texas, Texas investigators have been in contact with Staten Island detectives here, and Staten Island detectives here are setting up the DNA test. Now, the reason it is taking so long is because this is the 5 boroughs of New York. 5 boroughs: Staten Island, Bronx, New York City, Manhattan, Brooklyn. They only use one company, I guess, for the law enforcement collection, evidence collection, DNA, whatever. So that's why it's taking so long. Now, this is New York, like I said. 5 boroughs, one company. So you can understand why it's taking so long. It's not I'm lying, it's not anything like that. Nor have I ever asked anybody for money. Calling me a scammer, that's pathetic. That's pathetic. Because it's a missing person, it's a legal thing, it has to go through law enforcement, so that's why it's taking so much time. So while this is happening, and I'm dealing with this and doing the best I can to process it, I can't do that. It has to go through CODIS, which is run by the FBI. Yes. Trust me, there's going to... I told the investigator I have a feeling that multiple people, so many people, are going to be arrested in so many states for what happened to me. If I am her. But so far, after all this, I've been called a scammer, a liar, I'm doing this for attention, all this bullshit. Yeah, it's going to be a mouth swab, but it has to be set up. Because there's only one company that collects the DNA and the mouth swabs, all that shit. There's one company for 5 boroughs. There are more people here in Staten Island than there is in Central Texas. They're online. It's online. Like, let me see if I could show you. Hold on. I do have one picture of me says I was 2.5, but it says Heather 2.5. Hold on, let me get it. So I'm going through a lot, you know. I don't even know my identity yet or nothing like that. You know, and it's a lot to process and everything. And stay where. You know, yeah, I'm on my own. Like, I'm not used to, I would love to go back to Texas and do this and get it over with, but financially I cannot afford it. So I'm waiting, and I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till it's done, but I am going to get it done as soon as I can. So, yes, it's going to take time. A friend of mine, I don't think she's on here, but she was in law enforcement for over 20 years. She has said it's going to take time. Also, I'm an adult and I'm not in danger. So that's why it's not in a extreme rush. They're trying to get it done as soon as possible, but there are other cases that they are working on ahead of time. So it's being done as soon as it can. We're on the right path. We're on the right they haven't done the DNA yet because, like I said, it's a process. But a lot of people don't understand. They expect everything to be done right now, or you're lying and this, that, and the other. And that's not how the fucking shit works. Because if it's collected the wrong way, it won't work that way. And I'll still have to wait anyway. So I have to wait till, right. But because there's so many people here and there's one, it's 5 boroughs, it's Manhattan, Staten Island, New York City, the Bronx, Brooklyn, all these people here. One company does the DNA for all the law enforcement in the 5 boroughs. Now do you understand why it's taking so long? What? What are you talking about? I'm confused right now. What the fuck is... What? Let me show you. Okay, so this is didn't switch. Sorry, hold on. Okay, so this is a newspaper article about Tanya, okay? Alright, this is her. That's me. That's me. This is me. That's the missing person that's been missing for 41 years. And people are calling me a liar and a scammer and all this, and this is what I'm dealing with. On top of finding out that just 2 weeks ago that I might be this person. So I'm dealing with a lot and processing it and doing the best I can. That's the age progression. Like there's Tanya, right? Let me show you in a minute as soon as I find the picture. There's my youngest daughter when she was little. She's an adult now. These are my children when they were little. This is the little missing girl that was abducted. and missing for over 41 years now. And they think it's me. And it's kind of interesting that my daughters, isn't it? I don't have contact with my children. It's a long story and I really don't want to get into it. And we're not talking about my children, but it was for reference. Yeah. Like I said, this is the age progression. And the shit I'm having to deal with is insane. Being called a scammer, a liar, and all this shit. That's a newspaper article with the picture of Tanya. And that's me. The detectives think I'm her. Somebody called them and told them about me while I was live because I found them like, this isn't me. Tell me this doesn't look like me. Please tell me this isn't me because, your whole world gets flipped and upside down. Well, let me show you why. When I saw the age progression photo, I dropped my phone. That's why I freaked out. So, this is the age progression photo. I don't know if you can tell. But I'm being called a liar, a scammer, and all this shit. And the lies that are being told about me. Which I deal with the best way I can. And I'm missing since June 7th, 1983. From Center, Texas. It would mean if I am her. Well, that other Heather came on my life saying my name's Tanya, or my name was Tanya, that I'd been missing. I was her long lost sister that was kidnapped and all this shit. I was adopted when I was in 1990, but by the person I thought was biologically my aunt. If I'm her, then yeah, they took me from Texas. But the people that took me are not the ones that raised me. They by all accounts, my memories, I was most likely sold at 3. And no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter what I show, people are... I don't know when it became acceptable to treat people like the way what they're doing to me with everything I'm going through. I've never... Yeah, I do. I was if I am Tanya, I was trafficked. And then and I wasn't the only one. And then after they thought I was all used up by the age of 3, they sold me. So, I'm still waiting to do the DNA, like I said, because the case is in Texas. The investigators there, each county has its own jurisdiction, right? So because the case is there, I live in New York. The the investigator on the case has been in contact with detectives here. They're setting up the DNA and everything. It's moving in the right direction. But there's like one company to collect DNA and evidence like that for the 5 boroughs of New York. So If I am Tanya, then my family would. They've been looking for 41 years, the whole time. So while dealing with this and trying, and like I've called the FBI, hey, is there any way you can help fix, get the. I'm trying everything to do this DNA test to get it done because I am being called. There's videos being made about me calling me a scammer, a liar, and all this shit. And with everything else, and I'm doing it for attention. That's another thing I said. So with everything that I'm currently dealing with on top of my ex, now that I find out my ex and his see you next Tuesday and that are the ones stalking me and bullying me and tormenting me and everything else for almost 2 years now. Because I won't be with him. And then finding this, it's been a lot. And I wish I could do the 21andMe, or I can't do that though. Because it's a kidnapping case. It has to go through law enforcement. If I could, I would fucking do that. Trust me, I would. The things that have been, like, it's beyond me how people can treat others so cruelly, especially what they're going through. I improved my life. I was living my life to the fullest, doing so good. And then my world got turned upside down. And because of that, I wasn't able to, I did like week 1 of this term, and I haven't been able to. This week is the last week, but I am, I've already talked to my academic advisor and everything. They've known all along what's been going on, because I've made him well aware of it. And so my academic advisor, just put me in the same class, so I'm going to just retake the same class next term, which is fine. We have 3 weeks off. I got to call him tomorrow and let him know. The woman the people that raised me from 1989 on, they are in Oklahoma. And they were abusive and treated me like shit too. The thing is, no matter how much I've been through in that, I don't condone violence. See, my way of getting vengeance or whatever is hitting where it hurts the most. Reputations, wallets, and freedom. That's where it hits the most. She let her stepson do things to me that it just. Her reaching out saying that I was her sister that got kidnapped and my name was Tanya and all that. He had no idea. They had no idea. He used his sister's name, and they used the name Josh for him because that is his sister's husband's name. They had no idea. But now that all this, and it's gotten a lot worse. Exactly. So I'm doing the best I can to deal with everything and process and everything, And then to be questioned, being called a liar, being accused of being a scammer and all this shit. How'd I end up in Staten Island? Someone close to Frankie, a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, very close to him, said in a message on her account, I would love it if you lived in Staten Island, or I would love it if you came to Staten Island, and that's how I ended up here. I was in a homeless drop-in center for 4 months and ended up in my home. I did what I had to do. I worked my ass off and did what I had to do. I did the legwork and everything that I needed to do. I lived in my car for 9 months, then in a homeless drop-in center for 4 months, and now I live in a beautiful one-bedroom apartment. It's basically the first floor of a private home. My landlord and her husband live upstairs. I can't do that. I don't even have contact with those people, and I don't want contact with those people. They put me through enough in life. I'm going to wait till law enforcement does it. I hate waiting. I hate to have to wait. But it needs to be done. These people, there's times where I just want to walk out the door, leave everything here, including my identity, my identification, my phones, everything, and just walk away. But I can't do that because Tanya's family needs to know. So I'm going to do that for them. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for them. Because at the end of the day, I am who I am as a human being. It's not going to change who I am as a human being. It's just going to change my legal identity, you know? And the Charlie Project, I've been told, will be in charge of getting my identity straightened out if I am her. Who, the people that raised me in that? No, they bought me after I was 3. They lived in Iowa. The one who I believed was my birth mother, she passed away in 2005. The grandparents passed away already, but the adopted mother, who was the sister of who I thought was my biological mother, and the uncle and other family members are alive, and they all know. Obviously, the way I was treated, they all know. And they were there, so, you know. But Heather was a real person, but Heather might have actually not been the real name. Heather, the real Heather, may have been a boy named Heath. She wanted a daughter. I have my suspicions on what really happened if I am Tanya. I keep having to say if repeatedly because if I don't, so dealing with finding out I may not even be who I thought, which means I'm not even as old as I thought. My identity being, and then evidently, when you find out that you've been kidnapped and that it's normal to have memories come that you did not know you had, that you were that were blacked out because of how bad they were, and what I've remembered so far. And the things I already remembered in my life, that the abuse that I do remember that I went through was bad enough. So the things I'm remembering now, and I'm writing everything down, and the FBI told me to keep all the evidence against the people that have been, like the text messages and everything. So I've been told to keep all the evidence of what they've been doing, of the other Heather and that, because it's a crime. What they are doing, they will be going to prison. It's 2 to 20 years at least, and then some. If I had a penny for every time I was told I need to write a book, I know. But right now, I'm not going to be able to write it. So I'm going to be getting a ghostwriter to do it because obviously. Now, I've been trying to get in the entertainment business, right? With my singing, modeling, doing the acting thing. Not Nobody wants to be famous for being kidnapped and missing for 41 years. But by all accounts, if I'm Tanya, I will probably be one of the longest missing persons found alive and okay. Well, that's, Well, I remember what he was wearing. He gave me one of those safety sucker things. It was red or orange. And I don't remember his face because it was most likely laced. Thank you. I deal with a lot of hate and trolls and everything else, especially now, and I've never hurt anybody. I've helped others. The people that know me in real life. Why do you think I'm respected by very dangerous criminals that are protective of me? And people in the industry. I'm respected by people from all walks of life. I'm friends with people from all walks of life. They call what do you wait. You wanted to ask why people that supported me a lot called the authorities? She might be on a different account. But it was that day when I was showing, like, is this me? Is this me? This can't be me. And someone called, and told them about me. And they said, oh my God, it's her. She looks just like the age progression photo, and told that person to have me call them. And I did. And so because it's taking, I'm not the one holding up the DNA test. I'm nothing like that. It's, on top of that, these have my address too, by the way. The picture of the age progression or Tanya? Yeah. Okay, so you say how I look, right? I'm gonna flip it when I'm done, but okay. This is little Tanya. She went missing when she was 20 months old. On June 7th, 1983. Ironically, it was a few days before the Strawberry Festival that year. I have a memory of running through strawberries and picking strawberries and that. And I was told it wasn't real. This is the age progression photo of Tanya, who would be 43 now. Yeah. See that? And then there's me. They hid me in plain sight if that is me. They cut my hair off and dressed me as a boy. Yes, there is. Try again. It takes place every year. This is why they believe in her. What city? Let's see. Where did the Strawberry Festival take place in 1983, and what was the date? I should have said in Texas. Where in Texas did the Strawberry Field... Oh, shit, I can't even talk. Where in Texas do they hold the Strawberry Festival every year?
According to Poteet, TX, the Poteet Strawberry Festival Parade will be held on Saturday, April 15th, 2023 and will begin at 10 a.m.
When did the Strawberry Festival in Texas take place in 1983? What was the date of the Strawberry Festival in Texas in the year 1983? This is photos from the 80s. What the fuck? What was the date of the Strawberry Festival in 1983? May 28th to May 30th, 1983. But wait a minute. The Troy Strawberry Festival was held from June 10th to June 12th in 1983. Tanya was taken on June 7th, 1983. June 10th to June 12th, 1983. The memory about running through the strawberries and picking strawberries and that, being with people that I don't remember or don't know, it was real. And I was told it was a lie. It wasn't. What, in Texas? If I'm Tanya, I disappeared when I was 20 months old. So that's not gonna, you know. And maybe this little girl, this person that's been missing for 41 years, that was kidnapped, named Tanya. I'm working on it. I'm on a payment plan thing. It's through VIP Ignite. They are the ones that you want to go through when you want to get an entertainment business. I've been working kind of with them for over a year and a half. I'm working towards one of their live events, and I'm going to do it. When it's meant to happen, it'll happen. So, ever since this came out, and I found the missing person and everything, and that the shit's gotten worse. I've been called a scammer. I've been called a liar. I'm being called doing this for attention. You know you're lying. You're holding off on the DNA test because you know you're lying. All this bullshit. I've never asked anybody for anything. I've never, for real, I never have. Because I've always had problems asking for anything, for help at all. So I do things on my own. I figure things out on my own. I don't lie. I don't do shit for attention because it's dumb as shit. I'm the realest person on here. So there's familiar DNA in the system for Tanya, which is probably her sisters, her parents, that kind of thing. I have gastroparesis. I can't work. Gastroparesis means your stomach is paralyzed and there's no cure. What was your question, hon? I'm sorry I didn't see it. It's, no, the reason I haven't done it yet is because the case is out. Okay. So, well, here's what's going on. So each state has each county, right? It has a bunch of different counties in each state. Now, with that, each county has its own jurisdiction. So, because the case is out of Texas, and I called the FBI, I've called all these places. Is there any way to hurry this up? Because this is new for me. I don't know what. So, because it's out of Texas, it's Texas' responsibility. I live in New York. So, the investigators have contacted New York detectives. I'm in the 5 boroughs. I live in Staten Island. Because there's one company that collects evidence for law enforcement when it comes to DNA, anything like that. Now, being in the 5 boroughs of New York, right? There's a shit ton of people here. There's Staten Island, the Bronx, Manhattan, New York City, Brooklyn, with one company. And you got to understand, I'm an adult. I'm not in danger, so it's taking more time than we were hoping. You know what I mean? We're trying. I mean, he called me. I have a voicemail. I can play it if you want. But we're going in the right direction. It's working. We're working on it. It's going in the right direction. He's going to probably be calling me. I'm probably going to be talking to the investigator in Texas tomorrow or the next day. He's going to tell me what detective from here is going to be reaching out to me. They're working on it. I'm not the one who's holding off on it. I'm called the FBI. Hey, can you help out here? I'm trying. And dealing with all the shit that I'm dealing with and the memories that I'm now having that I'm writing down, and which are horrific, to say the least. I'm doing everything I can possibly do to deal with all of it. And then these fucking motherfuckers saying I'm a liar, I'm a scammer, I'm this, that, and the other. Why? Plus everything else. On top of my ex and his see you next Tuesday and others stalking me, harassing me, and all this shit for almost 2 years because I won't be with him and she's too insecure to fucking realize that I don't want her man. So dealing with all this, I'm doing the best I can. I'm a very strong woman. I will not let them win. These people are just so I've told the FBI what's been going on with these people, and I also told investigators all law enforcement is well aware of what they've been doing and how I found out about it. So they have all their numbers, and I've been told to keep all the evidence, the text messages, the screen recordings that I'm sent, everything, text DMs that I'm sent that people take screenshots of and send to me. It's all being kept for evidence. Because what they're doing is criminal. Tormenting and doing what they're doing to someone who's been kidnapped or whatnot, that is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison, plus a fine of $10,000, plus not to mention lawsuits. Everything happens for a reason. I hate to tell you, well, that's funny because FBI told me that. So, you say you work for law enforcement, don't fly. I don't know what you don't understand. I study criminal justice. I know the laws. And you are probably one, like, this isn't flying with me. I hate to tell you. Nice try. So, I didn't know this until recently, but my ex is this woman, Heather A. I call her Heather A because A is her last, speaking of her, the first letter of her last name. Comes in my life right before Halloween, tells me I'm her sister named Tanya, and I was kidnapped and all this shit. A lot of gaslighting, all this shit, getting information from me, even got my address, because she said she wanted to send me pictures of some bullshit. And then that's when it flipped the script very drastically. I'm letting law enforcement handle it until the DNA is done and comes back. I'm not going to do it, but they are well aware of everything. I've had people from that town who knew everything, and that they've reached out. And oh my God, if you were her, I'm so glad you were found. We wondered what happened to you. It's a lot. No, she's my, from what I learned, that's my ex's wife. She's under the impression that I want her man. I got away from him for good over 4 years ago. He's been trying to get back with me. I know, no. So he figures, oh, she won't be with me. So I'm going to make her life a living hell. And I'm going to tell the person I'm with that she wants me, she's stalking me, and this, that, and the other. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. It was most likely either a family doctor or a pediatrician. So, and I have these motherfuckers talking shit about me, spreading lies and everything else on top of other people. It's a mess. Like, I'm dealing with so much as it is, just in my personal life, and now this on top of it, and then all this other shit on top of it. Like, I'm doing my best. But because of all the gaslighting and everything else, I am in school for criminal justice. And I've always studied, I've always wanted to be like a profiler or a detective, something like that, since I was little. I used to watch Murder, She Wrote, and they would ask me, okay, Heather, first 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the show, who do you think did it? I would tell them. I was always right. So I've always been into mysteries, all that shit, right? So because of everything that was going on, I'm like, the name Heather has never felt right. The name Tanya felt familiar to me. And I couldn't figure out why. So I looked it up. Missing kids, early 80s. And then that's how I found Tanya Michelle Williams. I clicked on it. Beautiful little girl. Full head of curly brown hair. And then I clicked on the age progression and dropped my phone. And yeah, it was like almost like looking in the mirror. And I went live. I'm like, tell me this isn't me. Tell me this does not look like me. Please tell me this is not. And I was freaking out. And someone who was watching called the sheriff's department there in Center, Texas, and told them about me. And they looked me up and said, oh my God, she looks just like the age progression photo. In the words of the investigator, we just need the DNA test to solidify I am her. So all the shit I'm going through with all these motherfuckers doing what they're doing is, I don't understand it. I don't know how people could get some sort of fucking sick, disgusting thrill out of hurting others. So there's a lot going on. The Heather A came in my life. I had no idea till recently that it's my ex's wife that he married the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. He told me that it wasn't legal because he threw away the marriage license. Not yet. The thing with the DNA is it's taking time. It's taking time because the case is out of Texas. I live in New York. Each county in every state has its own jurisdiction. So because of that, the Texas investigators have been in contact with here in Staten Island. So there's a detective that's going to be in contact with me. He's setting up the DNA test, but the thing is, I live in the 5 boroughs of New York. Now, the 5 boroughs of New York, there are Staten Island, New York City. No, that's just it. The detectives believe I am, Tanya. They're the ones that told her to tell me to call them. It's the other Heather and other people calling me a liar and this, that, and the other. It's like, yeah, because I wanted my life turned upside down. Not be able to do my schoolwork for 7 weeks, having to retake the class. That's what I wanted to do, yeah. Go through a fucking roller coaster of emotions all the time. And having memories that I didn't remember things happening. And it fucking sucks. Knowing that if I am, I'm going to have to be hypnotized to straighten out my memories, because that means I was also brainwashed. If it comes back I'm not her, well, I'm going to keep talking about her till she's found. Because somebody out there knows something if I'm not. And that family deserves to know what happened to that little girl. Either way, that family needs to know what happened. Because me, I'm always going to be me no matter what. But they've been looking for her for 41 years. Since she's been missing. And as much fucking shit that I'm going through because of these motherfuckers, I would love to just walk away and disappear. With nothing. And just start all over somewhere else where nobody would find me. Delete all social media, everything. But I'm not going to do that. Because this family deserves to know if I'm that little girl or not. She's been missing for 41 years. It's time to bring her home. Whether I'm her or not. If I'm not her, at least hope it brought light. If I'm not her, it brought light to the case, to her case. We'll get her picture out there more. I want to know what happened to this little girl if I am not her. And that family needs to know. They've suffered enough wondering what happened. And regardless what the outcome is, they need answers. I'm not going to do this for me. I'm doing it for them. No. I haven't talked to them, but they know. There was a relative that had commented on one of my videos saying that she was so glad I was found. They were so worried something bad happened to me and that I had been hurt. That's how much they believe I'm her. Not to mention there is something else that's gonna... I'll show you. There's a private page on the Book of the Face that somebody started about, God damn it. Hold on. I'll screenshot it because it's easier that way. And no, the picture I'm going to show is not me. It's Tanya's older sister. But I'm going to do something first so it might, that it'll, it should, hold on. There's a reason. You'll see in a minute. You'll see in a minute. I have to go get my reading glasses real quick. Bear with me. There's a reason I'm doing this. You'll see in a minute. Ready? Y'all better be sitting down. It's like blurry. It's like glaring. I don't know why it's so fucking glaring, It's fucking... That's Tanya's older sister. This is Tanya's older sister. See why I put the glasses in the hair back? Now do you understand, do you think I'm lying or making this up or doing this for fucking attention? This is not me. This is Tanya's older sister. But I'm lying, right? And I'm making this up and everything, right? This ear doesn't stick out as much because I had a 4-hour surgery on it to drill holes into my hearing bone. That's why it's not as stuck out as this one. But this is Tanya's older sister. This is not me. If I'm Tanya, you gotta realize I gotta keep saying if. I would have been taken, stolen, kidnapped. At 20 months old. That one I just showed next to me, that's Tanya's older sister. I'm doing the DNA test for them, not for me. I know who I am. I am me. Yeah. I look a lot like the grandmother and the mother, too. Love you, too. But see, these people are doing what they're doing. Like DMs and shit that I've received. I have to wait. It's a waiting game. It's a process. The case is out of Texas. Therefore, they had to contact here. There's one company that collects the DNA and all that shit for law enforcement in the 5 boroughs of New York. I have the 80s hair girl note today. There's a brother that was born in 1978, and the one I just showed you was born in 1972. Yeah. So people saying that I'm the one holding it up, that this, that, and the other, it's not me. It's not me holding it up. It's because it takes time. It is not. Okay. Ancestry DNA, that's not going to work. The DNA is in the quotas, which is by the FBI. I've called the FBI. The FBI said Texas. There's a fucking process. I'm doing the best I can to deal with everything. Well, Heather A., the other Heather, is running her mouth on live telling everybody I'm being evicted and everything. It's funny, because I just talked to my landlord a couple days ago. What's today? It was about 2 weeks ago. That's how long ago I found out was 2 weeks ago. And then, because I found, I'm like, this cannot be me. Is this me? And somebody called law enforcement there. They looked me up on here. Said, oh my God, she looks just like the age progression, and have her call us, and that's how it happened. What's strange to me is Heather A., they tried to get me sign an NDA. I was an adult as a child, let's put it that way. I did not have a good childhood. This is actually the best my life has ever been. It's either she's with my ex or she's related to the kidnappers. And she should know that I've already told detectives and all of them my suspicions and what I remember. Why does she think they want her DNA? I eat when I can. People get excited that watch me all the time. They get excited when I eat. Oh my God, you're eating. I'm so happy. I'm sorry. I can't eat more than I usually do. Because stress affects the gastroparesis. My stomach is paralyzed. You wouldn't wish this shit on your worst enemy. Yes, it's steak. I eat whenever I can. I didn't eat for the most of 5 weeks. A bite here, a bite there, not really much of anything. I didn't realize that I lost so much weight or whatever. I didn't know that it was that noticeable. Because a lot of times I would be live and I would cook and sit there and eat. But I didn't realize that people could tell that I was mostly picking at my food. From the time I got sick in November 2015, I weighed 276 pounds. August of 2016, when I had my first surgery, I weighed 171 pounds. I'm not supposed to have stress because it affects it. There's no cure for it. And he knows that. If I can't have you, no one can. And this would be the one way to do it without getting in trouble. You know what I mean? Here's the reality of gastroparesis. I have a stimulator to make my stomach work. Once the stimulator stops working, even if it still works, but it doesn't work for me, even they replace it and it still doesn't work for me, there's 2 options. Excuse me. A feeding tube, or just have it removed and enjoy whatever time I have left and plan my own funeral. That's how serious it is, and this is what they're doing. And they know what they're doing. And they get some sick, fucked up thrill out of this shit. As rare as it is, I had a friend that had it. She was younger than me. She had diabetes. That's how she got it. And she passed away in January of 2017. She told me what to expect. The doctor didn't even want to tell me that it was possible for me to have this because he's like, I want to do another test first before I do this final test for what I think it might be, and I'm hoping to God it's not, he said. And I said, what is it? He said, I don't want to tell you. It's, you wouldn't wish this on your worst enemy. Some people have it more severe than others, and, well, I just have to go all out every time, I guess. It's very painful, and it makes you very sick, and there's times where I have to crawl back and forth to the bathroom because I'm so sick. Yeah. What causes it? Diabetes, substance abuse, very rare cases, PTSD, trauma. I've been here for over a year. I've been in this home since March, I think, of this year. So what I've been trying to do this whole time is just enjoy life. I know better than anyone life's too short. And well, because I refused to get back with my ex, and here we are. So for the past almost 2 years, it's been going on with them. And because the dude said, because I said something about them watching me since 2022 when they found me, he said, 2022? They started dating in 2018. That's when I knew. I know I'm going to be okay. I'm stronger than they think. I love it when people underestimate me. Usually I process things and put it to the side. Okay, it usually doesn't take me long. This took me longer than usual. But I've processed it. Yes, it's possible. Anything, But, there's still, I've looked up the different, is this way I feel right now, is this normal? Because you know what I mean? I just don't understand what sick thrill people get out of doing what they're doing, I will never understand it. And I could never hurt anybody, no matter what. I don't understand how people could be so cruel to anybody, especially knowing what I'm going in the. It's fucking frustrating. If you can't eat, I'm going to tell you to do what my specialist, that I used to have, what he told me to do. Get the boost shakes, not the protein ones, but the other ones. The chocolate ones are good, the strawberry ones are good. That will keep nutrients in your body. That's something you will hold down and it won't make you sick. So get the boost shakes. Not the ones with the protein, like I said, the regular ones. But like I said, it'll keep nutrients in you and things like that. Like I said, the chocolate ones are good if you like chocolate. Strawberry ones are good. The best you can get. You know what I mean? Another thing is like popsicles would be good. I did a lot of popsicles, boost shakes, things like that. But me, I'm the type that I don't give a fuck. I'm going to get sick. So I eat. Like, I'm not supposed to be eating steak and shit. Trust me, it fucking hurts me. I'm okay. Anything and nothing but, yeah, I know, right? I will be sick for no reason. Drinking, Them saying I'm an alcoholic and that, I can't drink. I drink, I get sick for days to weeks. That's a good idea. Sherbet too. Sherbet is good too. Like orange sherbet. There's no dairy in it. If you're going to do milk, get like 2% is good. Don't use the full vitamin D milk. It's not good on the stomach. You're not going to be feeling good afterwards. If you do, one thing that I do sometimes when my stomach is really gnarly, you know how it gets for us with the gastroparesis, I do what Heather's grandmother taught me. Milk toast. All it is you toast bread and then you heat up milk in the microwave and then you butter the bread, you put it in the bowl, you pour milk over it, a little bit of salt and pepper, you're good to go. It does help settle the stomach sometimes. So that's another idea. But yeah, definitely the boost shakes, orange sherbet, things like that. Also, like, if you can, try mint chocolate chip ice cream, because the mint will help your stomach too. If you like soda, my suggestion is, like, if you're gonna drink soda, Sprite or more like 7-Up, because that kind of thing. So I can help you with what I know, what I did in that. But now it's like life's too short. I'm just gonna enjoy whatever the fuck I want to eat, and I pay for it. I pay for it anyway. But what they've been doing is not just pain and suffering and mental anguish, and that this is affecting my fucking life, my health. Like, I don't think they can comprehend what they're doing is a criminal act. They're not quite comprehending that what they're doing is a criminal act, especially when you're impersonating a federal agent. Like I said, he's a narc. That's how he got out of jail and everything. He ratted on his friends. And the reason he's with her, he's using her. That's why. He's only with her because he can't be with me. And she knows it. It's like, you want some, but you can't get none, motherfucker. As you can see, I don't eat much. But I can't pretend anymore. So. Oh, yeah. Thing is, they have my address. They do. Like, did you think it was weird that he wanted to move to New York months ago? Did you think it was weird that he got transferred to New York? I told him I was in the 5 boroughs of New York back in April or May. Why do you think he wanted to move to New York? It ain't because I want him here. Stay the fuck away. It's like I need to raid. He's like a cockroach. Shit. Motherfucker's like a cockroach. He won't go away. Like, I don't want that. I don't want him. But this shit's affecting my health. What they're doing is affecting my health, and they're getting some sick thrill out of it. So my question is she like, obviously, because of what dude said, 2018, that we started, that means most likely she is with my ex. But does that mean she's also related to the kidnappers? Is it possible? I've told the police, the FBI, and all them everything. Like the numbers. And if anything happens to me, they know who to go to. Exactly who to go to. Because they'll be responsible for it. Me. Well, possibly. If I'm Tanya Michelle Williams, then me. I'm not going to live in fear. Because here's the thing I know. See, he knows how to get to me, right? He knows how to hurt me and that thing. Well, not anymore. But what he doesn't seem to realize is I'm not that one anymore. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm not going to live in fear. Well, investigators think I'm the one who's been missing for 41 years. being called crazy, delusional, you're a horrible human being for doing this. You know that's not you. You need to go to a mental institution and all this fucked up shit. Bitches, you ain't gonna win. You got the wrong motherfucking one. They got the wrong one. I did find a couple videos about it. Or one in particular. I'll tell you in a minute, but let me flip this real quick.
Miss Tanya Michelle Williams has been missing since 1983. She was just 1 year old when she disappeared. Tanya's family was visiting her paternal grandparents' house in Center. She reportedly went missing from the backyard of the house they were at. About 20 minutes passed before anyone realized she was missing. Investigators could find no evidence that Tanya wandered away from her grandparents' home. They believe she was abducted. If you have any information, please contact the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Sarah Mayer, EastTexasMatters.com.
So yeah, not every day you see yourself on the missing and exploited children's website. You know. Oh, there's another one. The hell?
I want it again. Tyler Neurosurgical Associates changed my life.
Ugh.
Miss Tanya Michelle Williams has been missing since 1983. She was just 1 year old when she disappeared. Tanya's family was visiting her paternal grandparents' house in Center. She reportedly went missing from the backyard of the house they were at. About 20 minutes passed before anyone realized she was missing. Investigators could find no evidence that Tanya wandered away from her grandparents' home. They believe she was abducted. If you have any information, please contact the Shelby County Sheriff's Office.
I don't know. What do you think? Well, from what someone said, that she just got back from Dallas from visiting her father. Her daughter, from what she said, is going to be a doctor. She's supposedly a doctor around children all day. So how much you want to bet her father is either a pediatrician or a family doctor, or was at one time? Why else would they want me to sign an NDA? In order to tell me what really happened. That way I wouldn't, or do whatever they wanted to me. That way they wouldn't be, that way I couldn't speak what really happened. That's the weird part. There's only a couple. But it's like, I don't think it's me. There's like 2 or 3 that I've seen. In January 1981, how many parents were dressing their little girls in blue pants and a white shirt for a professional picture? I'm sorry you don't see any resemblance, but the law enforcement does, and that's why I'm doing this. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I wish, if I could, I would go back to a day or 2 before Wigs and Wishes before this ever happened. So, you don't see any resemblance, huh? None? None at all? I'm not, like, I keep saying if. I have to say if. Because then they'll say, oh, you're lying and this and the other if I say what I think. There's no birthday pictures from the time till 4 years old. There was never any birthday pictures. When Heather was 4, Tanya was 3. That's the first birthday I remember, too. Getting gifts. The only birth certificate I have is the adoption birth certificate from 1990. Do I look like her? Do I look like her? Do I look like her? Because that's supposedly my biological mother. Hold on. Oh. Do I look like her? That's supposedly my biological mother. I look like her. Hold on. Do I look more like her? Or hold on a minute. I'm trying to find the article. Because there's a picture of the grandmother holding Tanya. That's not it either. Bitch, go, what the fuck? I'm trying to find the picture with the grandmother. You remember? Okay. Do I look like the one I just saw more? Or do I look more like her? The two women that I just saw. Her? This is Tanya's grandmother. The hell? Why the fuck is it doing that shit? Can't enlarge it anymore, but that right there is Tanya's mom. This is Tanya's mom. I can't enlarge it anymore, but that's Tanya's mom. This woman is this woman. I don't want to do that for Jesus Christ. Well, it's kind of blurry because it's a newspaper article picture from 1981, but that's Tanya's mom. That's Tanya's mom. I've never met these people, as far as I knew. So I have these people who are saying I'm a scammer, I'm a liar, I'm doing this for attention, and a bunch of other bullshit lies about me. Well, then, if I am Tanya for sure, law enforcement goes forward. They Texas Rangers and that have someone that will hypnotize me to straighten out my memories. It means that a lot of people are going to be arrested in a lot of different states because of what I've remembered. It also means I was brainwashed into believing that my memories were lies and not real, and that yeah. And if I'm not Tanya, at least it brought light to her case and more people have heard about her, and hopefully we can bring her home, find out what really happened to her if I'm not her. You know what I mean? And if I am her, I want to find out what really happened to this child. I've tried calling the hospital where Heather, was born. The hospital's closed down. The doctor that delivered Heather is dead. I'm like trying, yeah. And I'm doing the best I can to deal with it. And sometimes I'm wondering, like, am I overreacting? Things like that. And then having to deal with these motherfuckers making lip lies about me, making videos. I have bigger creators talking about me, saying I'm a scammer and I'm lying and this and the other. It's like, what are you going to do when it comes out? And if it comes back that I am Tanya, what are you going to say then? You can't fucking backtrack. You can't, like, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm so sorry. I talked shit about you and made things worse for you emotionally and that and mentally, even though you're going through all this already. You know? I'm going to let the Texas, I want to get the DNA test done before anything, because once that is done, I'm not going to have to worry about paying for the doctors, hypnotist, anything like that. It's all going to be taken care of. If it comes back, I am Tanya. The Charlie Project will take care of everything, straightening out my identity, and so everything will be. It might take a few months to straighten out or whatnot, but you know. Like, my whole world was turned upside down. And I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel. And I go through a roller coaster of emotions, and I do the best I can to keep it together. You know what I mean? So I don't want to say, because it'll be taken out of context, like everything I fucking say by these motherfuckers. But if you really want to know what I think and what my gut tells me, do you really want to know what my gut is telling me? Yes. My gut tells me that I am. I remember running through the strawberries and picking strawberries with people I don't know. I was told that memory was a lie. It didn't happen. They cut off. If I'm Tanya, they cut off all my hair and dressed me like a boy. And I'm trying my damnedest to the only pictures I have are that baby, and then the couple pictures of the baby, and then the only other from then to until the picture of the red dress, there's none. And nothing in between that age and this age. And then nothing from this age to about the 4th birthday for Heather, which I ended up getting like a Pell Care Bear thing, Grumpy Bear, and twin Cabbage Patch dolls. The people that adopted me in 1990, the adopted mother is the sister of who I thought my biological mother was. No wonder they treated me so different. And for Christmases, they would buy themselves new stuff and give me their old hand-me-downs. Like, for my 15th birthday, I got their old waterbed when they got them a new one. For Christmas 1990 or 91, I got their old stereo when they bought a new one. Things like that. They didn't celebrate any of my birthdays after The 11th one, if I was Heather. Christmas didn't really get anything. 2015, Christmas 2015, around Christmas time 2015, she called me, and I was staying with the guy I was dating at the time. It could have been 2016. It was 2015, 2016 Christmas. And if it was 2016, I was living in my own apartment. My ex never left my apartment, even though he had his own place. So she's like, "Oh, I got you something for Christmas. You're gonna love it, and it's amazing." And made a huge deal out of this thing. Stupidly, I got excited. Go for Christmas. They gave it to me, and I opened it. And this wonderful gift that she made such a big deal of was a car ashtray that with the glow in the dark top. That's what I got for Christmas that year. So Christmas, holidays, and birthdays and that were basically just another day for me. That I would spend the most of the time in my room, because if I was around them, they spent their time bullying me, basically. So I don't really celebrate. The only time they'd be nice to me is when I would be I would do all the cooking, all the baking, all the wrapping everything to everybody, from everybody. And Christmas, they'd all be nice until the Christmas photo was taken, and then treat me like shit. The last Christmas I had spent there, I did everything, and it was in 2022, and I tried so hard getting out of that damn picture. Said, "No, go ahead, I'm busy, and they insisted and wouldn't leave me alone till I did." So you can look up on, if they look, anybody that looks at her Facebook and sees that picture at Christmas, that is a fake ass fucking smile on my fucking face. So, not to mention the DMs like, for example, let me read a DM that I got that night that I found out. On here, actually.
Making coffee.
Come on, bitch. No, damn it. There. It was a message request, the ones that are spammed out, whatever. Says, and this was November 25th at 2:01 a.m. This was when I'm on the phone talking to and dealing with all that, right? "You're being so disrespectful to the parents of that child. It's not you, and you know that. Attention seeking, get help. Go turn yourself into an institution. You need a lot of help to go this low. So disrespectful to that family." This is shit I'm dealing with. Clicked on it. So, whoever was behind this account sent this. On November 25th. You mean who's the girl that investigators and everybody believes I am? This little girl went missing over 41 years ago. That's the account. That DM'd me the message. But someone else reached out to a bunch of people with a bunch of bullshit saying a bunch of different shit. But that's Tanya Michelle Williams that disappeared June 7th, 1983. And this is the age progression photo. Someone contacted them about me, and told them about me and that, and they looked me up on here and said, oh my God, she looks just like the age progression photo. And they told that person to have me call. And I was on live, and I'm like, dispatch. And she's like, dispatch. I'm like, yeah, this is Heather from TikTok. She said, yes. And I said, you wanted me to call? She said, yes. This is the age progression of that little girl that went missing in 1983. So it's just an age progression. It's not a literal. I was adopted in 1990 by who I thought was my biological aunt, who I thought my biological mother's sister. I don't. That was right before I escaped that house. I didn't escape that hell in all the exes and that till the end of January of 2023. It was a couple weeks later that the stalking and everything else started. That's why I say if, Yeah, I'm not. I keep saying if I am. She died. She was very sick. She ended up with MRSA. I talked her husband into taking her off life support because that's what she wanted. He wouldn't listen to anybody else. She weighed 429 pounds when she died. Or 419 pounds. Well, if I'm Heather, I'm 44. If I'm Tanya, I'm 43. Heather was born, or Heath, was born November 23rd, 1980. Tanya was born September 29th, 1981. I never met the biological father. The guy she said was the biological father always denied that I was his daughter. Well, here's the strange thing. The uncle, the nickname he called me was Heathrow all the time. That was his nickname for me. How many parents or how many families were dressing their girls in 1981, in January of 1981, in blue pants and a white shirt for professional pictures? Heath. And the uncle called me Heathrow all the time. Yeah. That's not the only weird part. So, the adults in these pictures are long gone. The biological mom, if that's really the biological mom, even of that child. She passed away in 2005. The grandmother passed away in 2002, and the grandfather passed away in 2008. So I'm going to flip this. And I want you guys to tell me if you notice anything strange about these pictures. What do you notice about this picture? Anything strange other than the clothing on the child? She was 21, supposedly. Okay. Anything else about the child, maybe? Because I have a detective mind. And there's something that has stuck out to me other than the clothes about this child. The baby's supposedly sleeping, right? The eyes are kind of... Like, look at the eyes. Barely open. There you go. And look at the way... Look. This is supposedly me. This is Heather. Okay, this was taken, supposedly, when Heather was 1.5 months old. That would be January of 1981. This picture was printed in December of 1980. This is Heather, or Heath. The grandparents. What do you notice? What do you notice? Does anybody notice anything weird about this picture? Anything? Anything else? The baby looks bigger in this one than this one, right? If this baby is bigger than this baby, then these are two different babies. Because this picture was taken before this picture. And look at the way they're holding the baby. No smiles. You don't hold a baby like that. Which means, how many children were there? How many children were there? Because every baby picture that I've ever seen, the baby never grew. It's weird. It's like, it was never awake. It was always asleep. Every baby picture. Even Polaroids. I used to have Polaroids, but I lost them because they were in the car that was totaled because of my ex. Every one of them, the baby's never awake. I don't think it is. See, I'm going to tell you a little something. I've been very open and honest about that family. You ever hear of the Illuminati? Heather, or Hazel, the child's great-grandmother, was the leader of the Illuminati. They called her Grandmother Hayden. Her name was Alta Arian. Hayden was her maiden name. She was the leader. That's the family I ended up in. Yeah, the leader. They called her Grandmother Hayden. That's the leader. Exactly. Because I know they tried to sacrifice me, and that's why they're terrified of me, because whatever happened failed. I have documents that I took pictures of before I left that house. Because I found them in the family tree stuff when I was putting stuff in the boxes to move them to the other room for the my adopted mother's office. I think they killed more than, it's been more than 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. It just failed with me. I don't know how it failed. I don't know why. But I mean, I look to say I haven't really aged since I was like 21, 22. I age like a vampire. I can't seem to die. These people are terrified of me. No, they trust me. They can't. They've tried. I had poison injected at the base of my skull. They've tried. It's failed. I'm sure there's some in here watching, and they've been known to expose themselves in my lives. I have Master Illuminati members following me on here and watching. They have this thing called the Watchers. I'm in their book. I mean, I've showed proof. I've showed documents. I have a letter written by Reverend Kenneth Hayden to the grandparents on October 14th, 1957. Here, I'll show you. I'll actually show you. Talks about cooperative churches and cooperative churches, shit like that. This was written by Reverend Kenneth Hayden, who was her cousin, Alta Aria's nephew. Alta, Grandmother Hayden. This will just go with right here. It says, knowing your background and assuming some things about you and Jack, I feel quite sure that you would agree with Graham and myself and others in our family that we would take the inclusive rather than exclusive. A good place to find this in Let's get a hold of a yearbook from one of our interventional conventions. Let me tell you how I found out. See, then, the Masons helped the descendants, right? Went there to Palm Beach Gardens, Masonic Temple. Proved who I was. Guy was all for helping me. This was the head guy there. Told me he had to go to vote. Come back. I go back when he tells me to. Nobody's there. I wait. I was looking at my car. I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm just there to get the answer. Oh, do you not know what they do? They sell their souls for monetary gain. These are greedy motherfuckers that don't care. They care more about money than their firstborn child. Or children. And don't go to any of their dinners or anything. Trust me. They use a very special kind of meat. Missing children that go missing every year. No trace of them whatsoever. Ever. Why do you think Adam Walsh, there was only the found of him? Oh, so you're like a Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Yeah, that's why they have the Masons, the Sister of the Eastern Star, the Knights of the Templar, the Scottish Rites, all of it. It's all the Illuminati. Who do you think created Christianity? Why do you think evil isn't hidden anymore? Oh, yeah. I come with receipts, obviously. As always. Yeah, the Illuminati, the individual groups, the Masons, the Sister of the Eastern Star, all of it, all combined is the Illuminati. Let me show you. That is Stella Hayden. Bitch, what the fuck? Okay, now Stella Hayden was the famous whistling lady, but look. Elder. Yeah, these are Illuminati members. I'm guessing she was the leader before Alta. That's a witch's coven. Alta Aryan. Sister of the Eastern Star. Sister Alta Aryan. Pentagram. Upside down. To the glory of God and in loving memory. What do you... who the hell do you think came up with Christianity? And I'll tell you why. To all free and accepted Masons on the face of this earth. Howard W.M. Aryan. Sister of the Eastern Star members. That is Alta Aryan, who they called Grandma and Mother Hayden. Upside down pentagram. That is who I believed was my great-grandmother. Obviously, till recently. You've seen this picture before? Well, because like I said, it's taking time because it has to go through law enforcement, and law enforcement from Texas has been in contact with the one here. And, what are you talking about? Which one? Wait. Wait a minute. Wait. This picture? You've seen this picture. You've seen this picture before. Who are you? Because that's who I believed was my great-great-grandmother. Who are you? Now you might as well fess up. Because now I know that you're one of the members, so why don't you just tell me? I already know I'm exposing everything I have been, and like, they can't take me out. I went there, right? After they figured out who I was, because I'm in the book. I'm in your book, you know. I'm in their book. I don't know what they're not understanding about that, because they don't like to read nowadays. Did you know that? And you know, you should, to the members that are watching, tomorrow when the stores open, the retail stores, you might want to go think about getting some new clothes, because wearing the same dress clothes your great-grandparents wore, it's really out of style. Well, if you could get a hold of the book, let me know, and let me know what it says about the failed sacrifice. Hi, I'm the failed sacrifice. I'm the failed sacrifice. Like, literally. I'm the one that failed. That's why they're terrified of me. I remember being taken to the temple. I remember going in. I remember where the sun was in the sky. I remember going in the white linoleum floor. I remember the table with all the crocheted dolls on them that were the air freshener covers. You know, the air freshener that you poke it and it would, you know, the jelly stuff. And then the red curtain behind the table. I remember the adults. And then the next thing I remembered was we were leaving and the sun hadn't moved. And we went to McDonald's. That's all I know. They sacrificed those children and kept getting replacements. And then I came along and they bought me. And whatever happened, failed miserably. And the ones that were all the head guy who was all for helping me, well, they went and read their book and found out about me. And anytime they get close to me, the closer they get to me, the more visibly nervous and scared they are. And I caught on to that fairly quickly when they called the cops. See, that day, when I was told to go back, because they sent one of their lower members, he gets out. The closer he got to me, the more nervous he looked and seemed. I said, yeah, I need to talk to the head person that I talked to last time. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that high up. I was like, okay, I need to talk to the high up. Makes a phone call. They tell him to tell me to come back on a different day. I came back when they told me to. There was a car there. I waited. Nothing to lose. I'm living in my car. Shit. And I'm just there to see if they're going to help me or not. Waiting. Finally, a dude in a big white van shows up. Gets out. Same thing. The closer he got to me, the more nervous he looked. And I said, yeah, I need to talk to the high up guy. He's like, I don't know. I'm not part of it. I just do some work for them. Okay. Well, they're not here. I said, there's a car right there. He's like, oh, they leave them here all the time. No, they don't. But I was like, that's okay. I'll wait. Okay. He got back in the van. He went and got in the van, made a quick call, left. 15 minutes later, comes back, parks where he thinks I can't see the big white van because I'm blind, evidently. Hurries inside. I go around knocking on the door. I could play the video because I videotaped. I recorded it till the cops got there. I recorded it. And I'm like, why are you guys scared of me? What the fuck? I'm just here for an answer. What is it? Because you tried to sacrifice me and failed, so on and so forth. 10 minutes pass. And I mean, I show in the video the Masonics, all of it. 10 minutes pass. Cops show up. When the cops showed up, that's when these two big motherfuckers, bigger than me, both of them, came out. The guy from the big white van and the head guy that I talked to that was all for helping me. And I knew. The look on their face, too. I got back in my vehicle, and you know how cops are rude with everybody. What are you doing here? Let me see your dirt. You know how they are, right? I pull my driver's license out, and I'm in my car at this time. Pull my driver's license out, hand it to the officer. He looks at it, hands it back to me, and talks to me like I've never been talked to before by a cop. Now, you know, if you come back, you'll be arrested for trespassing, right? I looked out my fucking window and looked at the head guy dead in the fucking eyes. I just smiled. I said, that's okay, I won't be back. See, I'm a child of God, unlike some people who sell their souls for monetary gain. The two motherfuckers went white as Casper the motherfucking friendly ghost. Fear of God in their eyes. As I'm pulling out, and mind you, this was September. My tags had been expired since April, and I was homeless in my car. I'm pulling out, and I pull back, and before I drove off, I look out my window and I said, at least when I die, I won't be burning for all eternity in hell. And the cop says, oh, you don't have to be like that. I said, I have proof of everything I say. And I drove off. Went down the street, went around, went across to the Starbucks that I went to a lot. Sometimes I would sleep there in the parking lot in my car. But I would go there and charge my devices. So I went and I parked. And I plugged in my devices. And mind you, there were two cops that showed up. 2 cop cars. For little old me. So one cop drives off. The other cop pulls in that little gas station and sits there. I'm sitting at that table charging my stuff for over 2 hours, about 2.5 hours. He sat there in his car the whole fucking time, not got out once, not drove off, nothing. Finally, after my stuff was charged up, I gathered it up, got in my car, went and drove off, and I was getting on the highway to go back to West Palm Beach to the Walmart that I would sleep at. As I'm getting ready to turn on the highway, I look out my rearview mirror and I see the cop pulling out and going the other way. Tell me these bitches ain't scared of me. Mind you, they do know where I am. They do watch me. They do follow me. And I know when they are because when I make eye contact with them, they get visibly and they turn and head the opposite direction. They're too scared to get near me, and I don't know what happened. With this, I don't think it's not all police officers. It's not all of them, but oh yeah, I lived. Obviously, I'm still here. Let me show you a picture to give you a reference of the aging process that I have. I'm 40. If I'm Tanya, I'm 43. If I'm Heather, I'm 44, okay? That's me about a month. Well, I would have been 21 if I'm Tanya, but 22 if I'm Heather. This was back in January of 2003. This is my natural hair color. I don't have gray hair. I don't fucking age. You know that aging filter that tells you what you'll look like in so many years? Let me show you. Because damn, I'm going to be the best looking one in the nursing home at 90, some in my 90s, I'll tell you what. When it wants to work. God damn it, I hate this fucking thing.
So apparently the Vatican is going to live stream from a tomb.
I don't know, you tell me. How old do I look? Like, that was when I was in, that was in 2000, like January 2003. So, you know the aging filter goes up to 2074, right? Let's see if I can find the one I did. And I just recently did it. Well, when you survive being sacrificed, that might have something to do with it.
You're very...
That would be 1974 or 2074. I'll be in my 90s. In my 90s. 90s. I just consider myself a freak of nature. I can't die, I've tried. I don't age, obviously. I'll be the best looking woman in her 90s ever. I could be a model forever. 90-year-old model looks like that. With no plastic surgery and not dyeing her hair. Whatever they did scared the shit out of them with whatever I did. But whatever it was, I guess God said, okay, turn 21, no more aging. Why do you keep asking if I have a picture of the tattooed man? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Can somebody do something about that, please? Because that's annoying as fuck. Like, this person keeps asking me, do you have a picture of the tattooed man? I don't know who the no. Why would I care? Are you talking about my ex? Or, like, I'm confused. You know. I just consider myself a freak of nature. Because I don't know what else to consider myself. I've aged a little bit since all this shit's been going on, but not really. Something tells me this might be Tanya's body, but something tells me this is not, if that makes sense. That maybe whatever I am, I replaced Tanya. I don't know. But I don't age, I can't die, and there's nothing mentally wrong with me. Especially after everything I've been through. And if I am Tanya, I was trafficked and everything, sold all this shit. What the fuck am I? Also, I don't hurt anybody. I could never hurt anybody. I don't understand hate, racism, violence, any of that shit. I will put people in their place, but I give them fair warning ahead of time. Stop while you're ahead. Stop now. You don't know who you're dealing with. They don't do it, then I have to show them. I give them chances. I warn them many a times before I do anything. What I do, I just write their names down, what I want them to do. Cayenne pepper or chili powder, and put them in the freezer. They leave me alone. I make predictions that come true, but I just say I predict this is going to happen. It's not really a prediction. It's just a fun way of doing it. I just say things and it happens. I mean, back months ago when Dalton, Purple Plankton, Pinky Without a Brain, and his little minions, cult members, were talking mad shit about me and that, I told them, I warned them, stop over your head, you don't know who you're dealing with. They continued, so I predicted that they would turn on each other and everything else, and everything I predicted happened. I also predicted Adriel Sigler would be in the news and have legal problems for what she's done. I also predicted that Purple Plankton, or aka Pinky Without a Brain, will eventually be paying for what he's done legally. Maybe that's why he's telling people I hexed him. So whatever I am, I know, whether I'm Tanya or Heather, whatever it is, whoever I am, whatever. The most evil group in the world, who everybody is terrified of, with good reason, is terrified of me. I should probably keep that just in case. Never know when I'm going to need another thing. So, yeah. The most evil group of people on this planet are terrified of me. Little old me. So what the fuck happened? Why did it fail? And what the fuck am I? I'm not evil like them. I know, right? But this was months ago, before all that shit. Before, with the thing with her son. That's where it all started. Okay, hon, you have a good night. You'll see me later. Well, I don't know. I'm in the book. So you find out. Go read your book. Go read your book. See, people don't like to read anymore. They're given a book they're supposed to read, and they don't. They say they do, but they don't. They just say, ooh, riches beyond my wildest imaginations. Yeah, I'll sell my soul. I'll make a sacrifice. Did you read your book? Oh, yeah, I read the book. Not knowing what the fuck they're getting into. Because they don't read like they're supposed to. I don't know. But if I'm Tanya, then this family bought me. So I wasn't born into it. I was bought, and I was a replacement. So they could, so they could sacrifice to keep whatever going. And it didn't work. Because clearly I'm still here. Because, I could show you the video that I took when I was there too. These bitches would not come outside. I don't know why. I still have no idea why they're scared of me, but I know they are. I don't know. What did you ask, hon? Wait, hold on. I mean, one night somebody went in the box and then they started growling. It's like, okay. I'm not scared of shit, so. you know, I ain't scared of shit. So I'm going to go to my thing and I'm going to see if I can find the video. And I'll play it for y'all. Because, sorry, I didn't get regular glasses.
At the Islamic Temple Garden, called Beach Gardens.
This was in September of last year.
But I want to record the next game. So just hold on. Let's see who it is. Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
That's Betty Davis, the car I had. See, this is what my ex did to the car. See the pink tape? Yeah, that's the wiring.
Which is our stupid old.
That's the car that I just showed right there. That was the head honcho of this temple.
See if I can cover it.
Look at that. Big white van. They were both there, I swear to Christ. I'm banging on the door trying to get an answer.
For some reason, y'all are avoiding me like the Black Plague. I'm not sure why, but I'm guessing it has something to do with my great-grandfather. Because y'all know who he is, obviously.
They knew his middle name off the top of his head.
Know his middle name, he was never here. That's why he left and came back. Because you knew who I was. That's okay. If you don't want to talk to me, I'm sure when everybody finds this out,
The head guy and the big white van were hiding out inside. They were too scared to
y'all are running
talk to me.
scared, and I don't know why. For some reason, you seem scared of me.
Little old me?
But it's okay. because I may not know who or what I am, but I know that for some reason y'all are scared of me, and I know, being the oldest grandchild, whatever you had tried to do failed, and you guys found that out.
This is at the Masonic Temple in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
That's why I've survived everything I've survived in my life. Including you guys trying to sacrifice me. So since you guys want to be little bitches and run like little bitches, I'm going to expose all of you.
I warned them.
And I'm not joking.
I said what I said. This was last September of 2023.
Little old me.
In Florida.
It's okay. Y'all sold your souls. Y'all sold your souls for monetary fucking gain. How's it feel? Now all I came to do was ask what the answer was to get help. But you guys want to be running around like little bitches, scared of me for some reason, couldn't give me a yes or no.
Yeah,
So
in Palm Beach Garden, Florida.
I will eventually figure out what I am, who I am, whatever. I mean, I've been lied to my whole life. So I'm sure I'll find out who I am. I think I'm on the verge of that as it is, since you guys are scared of a woman. Maybe I'm not just any woman. Maybe
this was just last year in 2023, September 2023.
The ones that sell their souls for monetary gain that are going to burn in hell like my grandparents did. And I'm guessing I'm probably a witch too because of my great-grandmother. Have fun with that. I'm sure you'll be on TikTok and Instagram and that tonight anyway.
I waited a bit, obviously.
Let's see, Millwork Solutions. Good to know.
And they all dress like Howard Arian did. That's why I talked about going and getting new dress clothes.
Are the Illuminati? Ain't shit. They just think they are. The Masons, Sisterhood of the Eastern Star, y'all are the Illuminati, and you ain't shit. Because I ain't scared of you. I don't know why people are.
This is the video I took in September of 2023 at the Masonic fucking temple, calling them out. The two motherfuckers were inside. They were too scared to be around me. The guy in the white van went in.
Your little club.
I'll explain when I'm done.
All part of the Illuminati. And I'm one that's not scared. But y'all seem fucking scared of me. Not sure why. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out. Because I'm guessing my great-grandfather was very, very high up. And I have proof of what I say.
I didn't realize the great-grandmother was the leader. Until I did
this
more
gonna be fun exposing
looking
y'all.
at the letter and that. And figuring shit out. Okay, it was Friday, October 6th, 2023.
So, here at the Freemason Lodge, the Garden City Lodge in West Palm Beach, Florida. Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. We had the Freemasons who were part of the Illuminati, who I came to for help because my great-grandfather was part of it, and evidently high up because he had never been in Florida.
They're supposed to help the
But they know his
descendants.
middle name. And evidently,
And yes, I
it
was
was
living in the
brought
car
up
at the time.
in the meeting in September. And now I come to get the answer if they're going to help me or not. And they're avoiding me like the black fucking plague. Matter of fact, Millwork Solutions Core, let me show you. That van right there,
Those are
there was a
Masons.
guy that came here earlier in the same van. Got out. Pretended he was here to work wearing dress pants and a dress shirt. And acted like, oh, he wasn't part of it. He was just here to do work. And then comes and parks there, comes back, parks there, I'm not going to see it when I'm sitting over there. Ain't it funny how things fucking work like that? Let me show y'all. Garden City Lodge, number 366. This is all part of the Illuminati. For some reason, they're scared of me.
I'll answer whatever
Not
questions
sure why. Maybe
I
because
can
I'm not evil.
when I'm done
Maybe
with this.
because when they tried to sacrifice me, it fucking failed. Garden City Lodge. No joke. I have proof.
I wasn't joking.
My great-grandfather was part of it. I have proof that my great-grandmother was part of the Sisterhood of the Eastern Star. I have pictures.
I didn't know she was
It was basically
doing that.
admitted to me by people when I confronted them on the phone that they are in fact part of the Illuminati. Now it's funny how these big bad men, these little groups all over the world, Freemasons and all, all part of the Illuminati, are scared of me. One woman. It's funny how that fucking works. I just came to get the answer if they were going to help me or not. But they know my great-grandfather's middle name, which means he was very high up since he's ever been to Florida, like I said.
You should read
For
your
some
book.
reason, they're scared of me, of all people.
Nobody likes reading.
Take another look, guys. Garden Lodge, number 366.
Isn't it funny, the number, too?
F.E. And then there's the little symbol. A.M.
You're not scared, huh?
Wonder why they're scared of me, of all people. Of everything. They said they're
They don't read their book.
for
See, I told you,
monetary
you
gain.
didn't read his book.
We all have heard about the
It's
Illuminati.
they get a yearbook every year from their
basically-
convention, international convention.
I told them that I know they're part of the Illuminati, and I told the Sisterhood of the Eastern Star when I spoke to them on the phone, and the Scottish Rites in Iowa when I spoke to them on the phone.
Do you think
they
that
did not deny it? They said, "Oh, you don't want to threaten the lodge."
Huh.
That proves it. So why would they be scared of me and avoid me like the Black Plague?
Hold on. Kids, little boy there who doesn't read, right? Obviously he doesn't read because he's a book. Sweetheart, pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention, okay? Pay attention. Knowing your background and assuming some things about you and Jack, I feel quite sure that you would agree with Graham and myself and others in our family that we would take the liberal in a good place to get a hold of a yearbook from our international convention. Am I? Am I delusional? Sweetie, you sure about that? Because you say Illuminati forever, right? Then who are they? They should look familiar, right? You know who they are? The failed sacrifice. The great grandchild or supposed great grandchild, the failed sacrifice. If you're part of the Illuminati, you know who that is. I'm the failed sacrifice, bitch. I'm the failed sacrifice. Alta and Howard Arian, who I grew up to believe were my great grandparents. I'm the failed sacrifice, bitch. You guys have tried taking me out so many times, it's pathetic. Get a new hobby. Actually, you know what? Better yet, when your local retail store opens, you might want to go shopping because your dress clothes that you wear that were your grandparents, they're kind of out of date. And maybe read your book because y'all don't like reading. Right? I mean, there's that. Then you know who these are, right? You know who they are? Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? The yearbook y'all get every year. It's in the letter written by Reverend Kenneth Hayden. I'm so delusional, right? You sure you want to say I'm delusional before you want to run your mouth? Exactly. But I didn't know that till recently. But whatever it is, scared the shit out of them. They get a yearbook at the convention, at their international convention every year. It says in the letter. Talking about cooperative churches and cooperative churches. Yeah. Stella Hayden. What's that? Look at that. I'm delusional, huh? Alta Arian. To the glory of God. Alta Arian. To all free and accepted Masons on the face of the earth. Howard Arian. Oh look, Alta Arian, Grandmother Hayden. Family tree stuff. Now what? What you gotta say now? I mean, Alta and Howard Arian. What happens is you get old and you die. You don't live fucking forever, you dumbasses. So my question is, how much was I bought for? No, this is not. Oh, yes, Google Images. Okay. That's Google Images. I took it off my phone. With my phone, I put this stuff on the desk in January. See how they like to try and discredit me? Because they know I'm ratting them out, so to speak, and exposing them. Like the fact that they created Christianity so people would think it was a good thing, so eventually evil would take over the earth. They wouldn't have to hide it anymore. Really? Well, that's funny. This is on Google Earth? This is on Google Photos, huh? This is Google Photos, huh? This is Google Photos, huh? Bitch, that's Alta and Howard Arian, you know it. That is in the family tree stuff that I found when I was putting stuff in boxes. I don't know what you think you're going to accomplish, sweetheart, but you might want to go read your book about the failed sacrifice. the great-grandchild, if that's who I am. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was bought. And whatever happened scared the shit out of them. So you might want to go ask your elder members about the failed sacrifice before you come in here and run your book, or run your mouth. Old pictures. Let me ask everyone something. Because this fool's an idiot. Yeah, bitch. Way before Google. They died before Google was invented, you moron. Or did you not know that? She died in 1993. He died in 1992. Dum da dum dum. Dum da dum dum dum. This picture is in the family tree stuff. Nice try. Nice try, bitch. Do you really think you could discredit me after everything? Like, are you really that foolish? You're really that foolish? Okay. Let's flip the camera, right? That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Now, we're with me, right? Alta Aryan, right? Oh, look. Alta Aryan. An actual picture. Like, what do you think you're going to accomplish by lying? Not to mention the letter. Like, what do you think you're going to accomplish by lying? You've already been exposed. I mean, but yet I'm the crazy one, right? I'm delusional and all this, right? Like they say. Yeah. Google Photos. Okay, bitch. I get family photos off Google Photos. You're... Alex is holding the fort. I mean, there's this too. Google Photos, huh? Well, I can't really show one with me in it because I don't have any of her with them and me in it, but this here, this is their daughter and son-in-law, okay? See, I mean, this is them with the one I believed was my grandmother. Okay. Bear with me. This is the man that I believed was my grandfather. These are his children, other than the one that passed away. This is the adopted mom. Hold on. I'm not done. This is him and my daughter, my oldest. I'm not done. Hold on, this is him and my oldest. Oh yeah, this is me and my oldest. Oh, where is that picture? There's a very specific picture. Because I'm trying to figure out how it would be made up. Yeah, no. No, sweetie. I don't know what makes you think that I printed these off, but okay. So you think that these are just random photos I printed off, right? That you look so dumb right now. You do know that, right? You do know you look dumb right now, right? Like, oh yeah, this is the same woman, my grandmother, who I believed was my grandmother. Yeah, this is Kodak. This says Kodak on it, okay? Same woman. Same woman as this. Their daughter. But hold on, there's more. You look so dumb right now. Okay, hold on. Let me find the picture again. So, y'all keeping up, right? Y'all keeping up? Now, Grandmother Hayden, Howard Arian, right? Their daughter, their son-in-law, Joan and Jack. Their daughter. See, just to show you, that's them. This is their daughter. See, that's their daughter. Who is this woman? Right? Right? This one. Okay. Her husband, right? That little girl there. Still think I got it from Google Photos? Because that's me holding my daughter. Him holding my daughter at a wedding. You know, it's funny. Why would I need protection when I take, for the pictures when I take good care of them? I don't know. Have you not heard about that? What am I? I'm exposing the Illuminati. I'm pretty sure I'm here to end it. Because I said what? What are you not comprehending? Grandmother Hayden, right? Right? We're well aware that's Grandmother Hayden. Alta Arian. You even said it. So that's Grandmother Hayden with Sisterhood of the Eastern Star. Which is... Where'd the picture go? You know. Right? It says this person is insane and thinks I'm going to waste my time printing off Grandmother Hayden, Howard Arian, and that's Alta Arian, Grandmother Hayden, Joan, their child, their daughter, that's Joan and her husband. That's her husband holding my daughter at a wedding. That is me holding my daughter at the same wedding. See, what they're trying to do is discredit me now because they're running out of options. They're scared. That's what they do. Aw, Purplesita, poor baby bitch. Come take me out then, if you can. Come on now. You think I don't know you're terrified of me? I mean, someone was in here earlier trying the Harry Potter bullshit. He was typing stuff, and I'm like, Lagardium Leviosa. Expecto Patronum, like what? Not to mention the letter, actual letter, from 1947 or 1957. You didn't even spell his name right, bitch. Do you think I care? Do you think I care about him at all? I don't. I don't. I know I was bought. I know I'm not biologically related, but whatever happened that day, it failed when they tried to sacrifice me. That's why I'm still here. That's why when I've had poison injected at the base of my skull and all the medications I've been on and everything. Do you think that I don't know you're scared of me? Because I can't die and I don't age. For whatever reason, whatever happened that day when they tried to sacrifice me. You know, they used me, I was a party favor. And then when they tried to unalive me, it didn't work. Regardless whether I'm Tanya or whether or whatnot, I was used as a party favor. What they don't know is I do remember. I do remember. I strongly suggest they crawl back under the rocks they came out of. The Illuminati. The woman I grew up believing was my great-grandmother was the leader. They called her Grandmother Hayden. I was a party favor. The pictures with the grandparents and the baby and that, those are two different babies. Both deceased, from what I can tell. They couldn't unalive me, and, well, my daughters are adults and nowhere near me. And if they can't take me out, chances are they're not going to be able to touch my daughters. Whatever happened. But I remember things that they did to me. I remember going down the stairs. I remember the door to the basement. I remember a lot. They're terrified of me. So obviously, whatever caused me to survive everything they did, because they tried. That's what they do. And it failed miserably, and it scared the shit out of them. They watch me to see how much I know and how much I've figured out of what I'm capable of doing. What I do know is I'm able to make predictions and they happen. Basically, I just say things and they happen. Savage Soul, I hope I got that right, but yes, you're correct. See, their dinners, the spaghetti dinners, chili dinners, and that, they use a special kind of meat that you will not find. Well, you might, not at a butcher or store like you would think. A very special kind of meat. I was probably around 3. And because it failed and they couldn't take me out, they just put me as Heather. They didn't even know my real name, probably. The people that kidnapped me and trafficked me, they sold me after they felt I was used up, most likely, is what. Yeah. They sacrifice children, they sell their souls for monetary gain. It's all about money, power, fame, all that shit. They think they're going to live forever. They don't. Okay, now back to the DNA part. Because the case is out of Texas, Texas has... Okay, let me basically try and make it little to where everybody can understand. There's 50 states, right? Correct. All right. I used to think there was 52, I think, and then the fucking whatever, the Mandela effect shit. So anyways, there's 50 states, whatever, right? Each state has so many counties. Every county has its own jurisdiction. Now, because, also, when you see celebrities looking a certain way like that, it's because they didn't do it the right way. It's supposed to be the firstborn in every... It's supposed to be the firstborn, not just any blood relative. Even with just disgusting, evil fucking shit, there's a correct way and a correct way and an incorrect way. Got it, yes. So, because the case is out of Texas, and I've called the FBI, everything, say, hey, can we get this on the roll? Is there any way you can help out? So, because the case is out of Texas investigators have been in contact with the investigators here. The investigators here are working on setting up the DNA test to be done, the swab to be done. Now, the problem is it's taking longer than we would hoped because I'm in the 5 boroughs. Now, for the 5 boroughs, it's Staten Island, New York City, Manhattan, Bronx, and Brooklyn. There's one company that tests for all these places when it comes for law enforcement. One company. So, with all the people in all the 5 boroughs, with one company to test for evidence and that for law enforcement. Plus, I'm an adult, I'm not in that much danger, and they are going to get to it as soon as they can. And as soon as I get a call saying, go do the test, or would you like us to come? I am on it. This is law enforcement. It's a missing persons case. It's not, I can't do ancestry DNA test. I can't do, anything like that. I have to wait for law enforcement to do it. It doesn't cost me anything. I just have to wait. It just takes time. And having to deal with the bullshit from the haters and that. To see if I'm a missing child, a missing person of 41 years. If I am, my name is not Heather Elaine, it's Tanya. Yeah. It's been a lot. The investigator said we just need the DNA tested to solidify it. Do you want to see why they believe I'm Tanya? You can't, okay, I don't know what people don't understand, but you cannot do it yourself. It doesn't work that way. This is a missing person. The DNA is in quotas for the FBI. This is not an ancestry DNA test. This is nothing like that. This is law enforcement. This is legal shit. I'm not understanding what people are not comprehending. And I'm getting really sick of having to explain it over and over and over and over. I feel like a fucking broken record and I'm done with it. If people cannot understand or grasp the concept of shit, then I cannot help you. You have to learn how to comprehend things that are being said. Pick up what I'm laying down. I explain it in perfect English. If you cannot understand it, that is not my motherfucking problem. That's just, I mean, Josie knows what I mean. This is Tanya Michelle Williams, disappeared June 7th, 1983. This is the age progression photo. Do you see why investigators think I'm her? Do you get it yet? I mean, hold on a second, I'll show you. Even better. There's a picture here I have on my phone, and it's of Tanya's older sister. It trips me out. Do you get it yet? That's Tanya's older sister. That missing little girl that's been missing for 41 fucking years. Now do you understand? The sister's older. She's 9 years older, actually. If I'm Tanya, I'd be the baby. If I'm Tanya, I was kidnapped when I was 20 months old. A few days after the kidnapping, the Strawberry Festival took place. I have a memory of running through strawberry field, picking strawberries with people I don't even know. I was always told it wasn't real. It wasn't a real memory. It never happened. So yeah. If I am Tanya, that means I was kidnapped, trafficked, and then after they felt I was all used up, they sold me. Most likely to the Illuminati. The leader of the Illuminati, that's the family I ended up with. So. To me, I'm me no matter what. A name in that is just legal stuff. In my gut, I think I'm Tanya. Because the memories I have would make no sense if I wasn't, or if I hadn't been kidnapped. Like up Tanya Michelle Williams' disappearance from Center, Texas. The family has been looking for her for 41 years. I'm not doing the DNA test for me. I'm doing the DNA test for them because they need to know and they deserve to know. The leader was the great grandmother. And I was a party favor. That's why they bought me, I believe. And, well, when they tried to off me, it didn't work. And that's why whatever happened, that's why they're terrified. I don't remember that part. I remember things that they did to me, though. And things they did to other children. I started having memories last year when I was living in my car, and it was so fucking weird for me. So I was like, what the fuck is this? And what I saw made me so sick to my stomach, I threw up and bawled my eyes out. Now they can't hurt me. Okay, if you worked in law enforcement for 25 years, then you know there's procedures and everything else. See, me, I study criminal justice I'm in school for it. I don't know, like, call the FBI and ask them yourself. Okay? Period. And ever since this has been going on, I have been called a scammer, a liar. I'm doing this for attention. You're not that child. You need to check into a mental institution. All this bullshit. On top of other things. So, I prefer to have good lives and upbeat, happy, fun, where I sing and I have a good time. And, I call the Illuminati little bitches and that, because they are. They do need to go to get new dress clothes, because wearing their great-grandparents' dress clothes from like the 50s and 60s, it's a bad look. They're out of style. Even the Triple K updated their outfits. They don't wear sheets anymore. And they changed their name. My advice is go get a new wardrobe. Because looking like you're in the 60s or 70s dress clothes that your great-grandparents wore, your grandparents wore, it's really out of date and out of style. The other Heather was a real person. It might have been Heath. Honestly, the only birth certificate I've ever seen is the adopted one from when they adopted me in 1990. So I don't know what the other one, I don't know if it said Heather, if it said Heath. I don't know what the fuck it said. No, yeah. So, the other Heather, or Heath, was her child. There's more. This is what's weird. What people have noticed. Which is something I didn't notice, but I knew something was off. I just couldn't figure out what. Let's see if I can find that picture again. Oh, come on, it's a fucking small picture. Where the fuck did it go? And no, I know I need to go to bed. But I can't sleep at night. Probably, well, I wonder why. Now I know why I have problems sleeping at night, why I have a phobia of clowns, why I have a phobia of claustrophobia, why I don't like, I figured it out. Because it's not horrible clowns that I'm scared of, like I have a phobia of. I have like phobias of the clown, but that, I swear to God, I'm not going to run and hide or anything else. If I see a clown like that, I will throw, like this, and I mean. Okay, so this was printed off December 1980, right? This was taken January 1981. This baby and this baby are two different babies. No smile. No smile. You don't hold the newborn. You don't hold a baby like that that's alive. Just like this one. This is not how a baby sleeps. And the eyes are, like you could tell if I get close enough, they're like open, like a slit. This is who I was told was my biological mom. Who I grew up believing was my biological mom. This is the real Heather's mom. She passed away in 2005. My question is, because something else has occurred to me, is it possible, because obviously they're all mentally fucked up in the head, is it possible that she never gave birth to any child? Because I never saw a picture of her pregnant with any of the kids. Whether it be Heather, whether it be Heather's brother that she took care of. I don't even remember her being pregnant. I remember they took me to the supposed the kid I took care of for the first 2.5 years of his life. They took me to his supposedly biological father's house. Well, she go ahead. Him. I don't remember her being pregnant. Then again, maybe it's something I blacked out too. I don't remember hearing about a baby. I just remember going and then there was a baby. I don't know. If I'm Tanya, I would have been 4 when he was born. It would have been right before I turned 5. And I took care of him for the first 2.5 years of his life. And there's no picture of her being pregnant with the youngest. Like, it's weird. There's no picture. Like, I know the adopted mom was pregnant with her biological son. I know that. And I know the oldest was pregnant with her only daughter. I know that because I've seen pictures and they look just like, yeah. I never saw a picture of her pregnant. There's so many questions, and I told investigators they're going to need to search both Alta and Howard's old house and John and Jack's old house too. Plus, probably most likely the house in Loveland, Colorado, where she let her stepson. Yeah. For 3 years. So. Well, that explains why I was treated so horribly and why I was basically slave labor and just they could do whatever they wanted. But the weird part about it is I'm the only one that was treated like that. So she had to have given birth to the others, and that it's just me. Because I'm the only one they ever treated poorly and abused and poisoned and all that shit. And those people, some will never pay for what they did because they're dead. But the ones that are still alive, another story. See, let me tell you how I know these people are scared of me too. Started catching on earlier, before I ever left that house, because Linda and I got into an argument, the adopted mom, and I was trying to get ready for the day. I'm in the bathroom, doing my hair, makeup, whatever I was doing. And the uncle comes up behind her. She turns around and goes, and he walks off. Finally, he left, and we argued a bit. We eventually made up as we always did and moved along. Moved past it, whatever. So he came home that night. Thank you for the gifts, by the way. He came home from work that night. I'm sitting at her desk. I think I was doing a diamond painting or something. I don't even know. I was playing on my phone or something. Or I could have been writing. I don't remember. And he's doing his whatever. He goes change, gets his food ready, whatever. And then he comes over and says, I got a question about, what? About earlier. What was that earlier? I'm like, what? It's like you and your mom fighting. I was like, we argued. We made up. We got over it. It's past. It's over and done with. What? And I go back to what I'm doing. He's like, I was getting ready to beat your ass, blah, blah, blah. I look up like this. I said, yeah, just like you did Nacho and Johnny and Terry and Brian, right? When they were abusing me. His chin hit the ground. White as Casper. Fear on his face. And I looked down and continued what I was doing. He never said another fucking word that night to me. Just like when I was on the phone with her. And I was like, so, great grandma and great grandpa still, sacrificed their oldest son. Oh, yeah. Telling me, confirming everything. Like, just telling me what she had for lunch. And then I said, well, I remember being taken to the Masonic Temple for a chili dinner. And that's when it changed. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. I wasn't there. She was there. As soon as they could get it set up, because, like I said, I'm in the 5 boroughs of New York, and there's one DNA testing company for law enforcement for the 5 boroughs. That is for Staten Island, New York City, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn. And because I'm an adult, and I'm not in danger, it's taken some time, obviously, but we're going to get it done. I'm hoping to do it before Christmas, just to get it done. I would have loved to do it the next day or whatever, and so would the investigator would have had it done the next day if he could. But because there's one company for 5 boroughs, there's a shit ton of people. So, as soon as they tell me, be here this time, this day, I'm going to be there, or they can possibly even come to me. I know, and I'm dealing with people calling me, making videos about me, calling me a scammer and a liar, and I'm doing this for attention, all this crap. All this fucking bullshit. And they come to find out it's been my ex and his See You Next Tuesday that's been stalking me and harassing me and everything else, along with some of their friends for the past almost 2 years and all this bullshit. So I have to deal with that too still. Because he can't move on. He's obsessed with me, and she doesn't seem to understand the fact that I don't want the motherfucker. Just leave me the fuck alone. I've told him and told him and told him, and so I finally got tired of it and bought a container of chili powder and a container of cayenne pepper and used a jar and did what I had to do and dumped the whole container of cayenne pepper and the whole container of chili powder in that bitch. Put water in it, put it in the freezer, shook it up, and put it in the freezer. Everything happens when it's meant to. But you know, even if I'm not Tanya, at least it brought light to the case. And more people have heard about her now. And if I'm not her, hopefully somebody knows something if I'm not her. Hopefully somebody will come forward, something, you know? Because the most important thing is the family finds out what happened to this little girl, whether I'm her or not. And she's and they, you know, they can bring her home. Hopefully. But if I am her, I'm like one of the longest missing person cases that they find the person alive and well. It's been 41 years. So it's a long process, and I deal with a lot on top of that, on top of what I'm dealing with I don't know who I am yet. Are you talking about that other Heather? Heather A? Yeah, guess who that is? That is my ex's wife. And I found that out the other night because that one motherfucker was live streaming my live on his live. And I said something about them watching me since 2022 when they found me. He said 2022. They started dating in 2018. So it's been my ex, the one that I thought something happened to. Oh yeah. If I'm not Tanya, I'm not going to give up till we figure out what happened to her. That's the thing. Either way, I'm not going to stop until she's found. If I'm not her, I'm doing criminal justice because I want to help victims. So if I'm not her, I'm not going to stop till we figure out what happened to her. When I say I'm not going to stop till we figure out what happened to her, I will buy a car and travel and go wherever I can figure out what happened and talk to witnesses myself and that kind of thing. Because I want to know what happened to that little girl if I'm not her. If I am her, then I know what happened. But the reason I'm doing the DNA test isn't for me. I am who I am, regardless of whatever my name is. I will always be me as a human being. This is what you see is what you get. It's not going to change. If I am her, it's not going to change me as a human being. But her family deserves to know. I'm not doing it for me. Because honestly, because of everything that's been going on lately with all these bitches and that, I have been tempted to just walk away from everything and just despair. Do I look like I care? Is this the face of I care what the jailbird who lives in his mommy's house is doing? He's a fucking fan. It's funny. You're the Illuminati, right? Right? So what happened? What failed? Why are y'all terrified? And why are you in here? I mean, it's pathetic. See, here's another thing. I did predict a while back that the Illuminati members would be coming in my lives and exposing themselves. I did say that. There were witnesses to it, and they have been. Come on, make you mad. Please don't make me regret it. Please don't make me regret it, Tony. You're mad. So, I've been going through a ton of shit on top of this. So, and I checked his account. I can also undo it too, remember. The stalking and the bullying and everything, the torment and everything, that's been going on for almost 2 years. Her saying that that I was the missing sister named Tanya, that was kidnapped and all that shit. He used his sister's name. His sister's name is Tanya. And her husband, his brother-in-law, his name is Josh. So when Heather says her husband's name is Josh, that's not his name. That's his brother-in-law's name. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to deal with everything the best way I fucking can. And I'm trying to, and I don't understand how people can be cruel and that kind of thing. And calling me a liar and a scammer and everything else. It's like, I never asked for money. How am I a liar? I don't control when the DNA test is done. And saying that I'm the one holding it up, that's bullshit. Just fucking shit, man. I don't know what else to do. I'm trying to just do everything I can and just get through it the best way I can. And I gotta deal with this shit. I mean, they made what was, my 44th birthday, November 23rd. They set out to make it the worst possible birthday I would have ever had, and that's hard to do, but they very much succeeded. Yeah. So I don't know what the obsession is with me with these people, except the motherfucker is my ex. I refuse to go back to him, is why he's doing everything they've been doing, but he has her convinced, obviously, that I want him, or that he cheated on her with me, and that's not even, no. Like, I don't understand it. Then again, she could also still be related to the kidnappers. You know? Because she could still very well, and that would be why they wanted me to sign the NDA. They wanted me to sign an NDA. Why? Shocking. The obsession is unreal, y'all. He lives in his mommy's house in the suburb in Illinois. I think I'd have to look up. someone had sent me all this stuff. Lives in his mommy's house, probably on an ankle monitor, which is why he can't leave the house. His mommy bailed him out of jail. And he probably met my ex in jail. Yeah. So for those of you that have been watching, and for a long time, watching my lives for a long time, how many of you have noticed, I know a lot of people have, how much has my appearance changed? My physical appearance? I'm not talking about getting older than that, I'm talking about weight loss. In a suburb in Illinois, I'd have to spell it because I can't pronounce it. Yeah. That's what happens because I have gastroparesis. And, well, it affects it. Actually, let me see. He lives with his mommy in the suburbs of Illinois in Schaumburg, Schaumburg. That's yeah. Schaumburg, Illinois, in the suburbs. Sorry, I just saw something that made me happy. It was Frankie. You want to see the picture I'm looking at? Why? Because it's making me smile. Actually, I was looking at who viewed my story, and every time I see his name pop up that he viewed my story that I mentioned him in, it makes me smile. And places you never knew you would be. That's who I'm in love with. I have him for almost 4 years and waiting.